What's going on, people? And welcome back to the channel. So today we had a great tournament out on Marine Creek. We had a kayak tournament and a bank fishing tournament. Um, Shout out to all the new people who came out. Shout out to Reaction Tackle for sponsoring this tournament, and shout out to everybody who hung out till the very end. All the new people who came today. Shout out to Amanda and her boyfriend who just showed up at the lake to fish on their kayaks, and then they saw the tournament, didn't even know what was going on, and boom, went up and asked us questions. Next thing you know, they're participating. So shout out to them. And there was several new people out there that did our tournaments today, and shout out to them. There was quite a few people out there. We had 50 bank anglers, and then we had 25 kayak anglers, and it was a lot of fun. Today was a lot of fun. It was tough. Again, like Marine Creek is always tough anyway. And the reason we chose Marine Creek is because we wanted to have a kayak and a bank fishing tournament at the same time, which we've been doing, everywhere else, Central Texas, South Texas. And so we wanted to start them here in the North Texas area too. Marine Creek was just the beginning of our many double header tournaments, where we're going to have a bank fishing and a kayak fishing tournaments at the same time, or the starting times won't be the same, but they'll be running at the same time. And they're not always going to be same lake. Sometimes there'll be open boundaries. We'll just meet at a lake, and if you want to fish that lake, you can fish it. If you want to fish another lake, then you can fish another lake during our open boundaries tournaments. Honestly, our tournaments are there for all of us to learn from each other. And believe me, I've been fishing all my life, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning from you guys, watching you guys, and I know you guys, are learning from me as well. I've taught a few people, what I know, and I've learned from a lot of people in our group on Facebook and our YouTube channel. Some of your techniques and tips to get on bass. So a big shout out to you guys. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to all the people in our Facebook group. Our Facebook group is, going out of control, blowing up. We have over 35,000, almost 36,000 members. We've only been there for about 4.5, 5 years. We're adding about 200 people a week. And our TikTok, TikTok, we use it to spread word about our tournaments to the younger generation. And also, because that's who we're focusing on, trying to future and families, right? So 21,000 followers on TikTok. Not a whole lot, but guess what? It's a lot of kids out there that are watching our show, our channel, and coming out to the tournament and telling their parents about these tournaments. And also for everybody here who has family that doesn't have social media, we did start a podcast. Our first episode was deleted by me because I wanted to start the first episode and talk about how I started and how I started Texas Bass Holes and where I started fishing as well. So I'm going to be doing another episode on our podcast on Spotify. Just look up Texas Bass Holes on Spotify podcasts, and you'll see it. So again, even if you follow us on Spotify, you're going to be entered to win a trip to Miami to go peacock bass fishing for one whole weekend in September. So again, on Spotify podcast, that podcast is going to be for to have fun. I'm going to be interviewing local bait makers and local anglers. Those of us who are not professionals, who just love to fish, who absolutely get pleasure out of fishing, whether it's to relieve anxiety or to gain anxiety, because if you get skunked, no, just kidding, but to relieve stress, because you want to, hang out with other anglers, uh, just to pass time, and or just to enjoy being out there. I know it's not that enjoyable right now with 110 degrees outside here in Texas, especially here in Fort Worth. But I enjoy being out there. Now, granted, if I step outside of my house in the middle of the afternoon, and I'm in the AC, I step out to 110-degree weather. Of course, disgusting, right? But if I'm out there in the morning and gradually lead up to being in 110-degree weather, doesn't bother me at all, especially if I'm catching fish and if I have snacks. Because if I'm hungry, I'm gonna be pissed off if I'm getting skunked. So again, shout out to Reaction Tackle. Shout out to Fun and Sun. As a matter of fact, Fun and Sun, we will be at Fun and Sun in Cleburne next weekend for a open boundaries bank fishing tournament. That means you can go anywhere the heck you want. It will be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's hosted by us and sponsored by Fun and Sun. Fun and Sun usually has food after the tournament, food and drinks, and they have a lot of door prizes that they give away. Not only that, you're going to be getting 15% off. Anybody who is doing the Fun and Sun tournament in Cleburne this weekend coming up on Saturday from 9 to 3 p.m., anyone who comes out there for the Texas Bass Hole event will also get 15% off all baits and tackle. So again, shout out to Fun and Sun, shout out to Reaction Tackle, shout out to Dominion Baits, who donated baits for all the winners in both tournaments today and the last few tournaments. Who he's been sponsoring us for quite a while now, and we've gotten so big and gotten everywhere that we also have sponsors down south now. So shout out to the Tackle Shack, Anthony, the owner of the Tackle Shack out there in Cypress, Texas. Shout out to him. Shout out to all the people who put forth and put in the education and knowledge and love into the community of bass fishing. And we do free fishing tournaments, and a lot of people don't agree with free fishing tournaments. But you know what? We're outgrowing anybody and everybody in Texas, and our tournaments are successful, and everybody loves them. So again, especially the children. So we're here for the future. Again, we are creating future anglers, so that all you other guys who have these more competitive tournaments, we're actually creating competitors for you. So shout out to Texas Bass Host for hooking everybody up with anglers all over Texas. Again, thank you all for this weekend's tournament, and shout out again to all our sponsors. I'll see you guys next Saturday in Cleburne at Fun and Sun. And again, it's open boundaries, 9 to 3. And you can go anywhere you want. We will have measuring boards. We ran out of measuring boards today, but I'm trying to get some more before then. But if not, make sure you have a measuring board, because it's by length only, your biggest 3 fish. And they're, of course, largemouth bass. Texas Bass Holes, baby. Let's go.